Okay, so for today we're doing Ideate, and I'll also be taking a little bit of prototyping, which is not part of Ideate, but part of prototyping, but I'm just going to put everything together. I was thinking we prepare the research plan document and interview sheet, but as I'm thinking about it, I don't think there's any need. But let me just take you to what wireframe is and different type of wireframe that we have. We have here I wrote wireframe provide a clear overview of the page structure, the layout, information architecture, user flow, functionality, and intended behavior. Wireframe is like your design, something that you do on Figma. Any design that you do is a wireframe. It's just like you have to categorize which type of wireframe it is. Like this one now is high fidelity wireframe. It's high fidelity wireframe because I already put all the colors, images, and all those stuff. That's high fidelity wireframe for you. But this, whatever your wireframe is, it has to show a clear overview of your page structure, your layout, your information architecture, and user flow, and functionality and intended behavior. As a wireframe usually represent the initial product concepts before you actually give it to engineers. Wireframe represents the concept that you have in your head. The styling, the color, the graphics are kept at a minimum. Wireframe are effectively used as a communication devices. They facilitate feedback from the users, instigate conversation with stakeholders, and generate ideas between designers. Okay, so wireframe is like you're showing them what is possible, what you are trying to build, the idea you are trying to build. That is not the final product, but before you put so much energy into it, you do wireframe so that you're able to instigate conversations with your stakeholders, the person that gave you the work, the project. You want to show them that this is what we have, this is what this can do, this is what this represents, and also use to facilitate feedback from users. You can use to facilitate feedback from users because you already have the design of what it can be, but that is not the final product, but that is like the design of what the final product is going to be. That's a mimic of what the final product is going to be. So it's very effective for communication before you actually start getting engineers to start working on it. All right. So conducting user testing during early wireframe stage allows designer to harbor honest feedback and identify key pain points that help to establish and develop the product concept. So here you can use your wireframe to conduct user testing and you can gather feedback as early as possible. You understand their pain points, even if the design is not like solving their problem. At this point, it's easy for you to actually revert it to solve their problem before you now start putting all your energy into coding it out and something like that. Be able to get the key pain point, if you be able to solve it or not, if you are so partially and you need to do more, that's and develop the product concept. That is what wireframe is. So I actually break down this wireframe into three, but you don't have to do three wireframe, fidelity wireframe. You can just do two, which is the low fidelity and the high fidelity, or you can do medium fidelity and high fidelity. But I want you to know that you cannot just do medium fidelity. High fidelity is the most important in this case. High fidelity YFM is the most important. So you can even skip the first two if you don't have time and go directly into high fidelity. But you cannot skip high fidelity now. It's only high fidelity that you can hand off to engineers. So what is low fidelity? Low fidelity YFM is the first visual representation of a designer's idea. It ensures that the developer and the client get a clear understanding of the functionalities and designs that the software needs to support. It's just like sketch. That is their first visual. It can be sketch. You can do the sketch on Miro. You can do the sketch on any whiteboard. Any whiteboard, there's Miro, there's Jam. You can do the whole sketching there. And it's just like the first visual representation of what is going on in someone's edge. That is what low fidelity is. You can even do it on paper. You can make a paper or wireframe or something. It's just like the first visual. And then we have medium fidelity wireframe. Excuse me. Designers can create, let me just. Designers can create medium fidelity wireframe in a monochrome or grayscale palette. So the medium fidelity is very similar to high fidelity. The only difference is that you use grayscale. Grayscale is black, white, gray, ash, and all those stuff. That is what monochrome is, or grayscale. So it's going to be similar to your final product, but you are going to use grayscale to do it so that you can focus more on the structure than on the colors and all the shout system. And also, you remove any form of images. You can use this kind of rectangle to um, indicate that there's an image coming in here. There's no image, there's no color, there's no image, there's no color. It's only grayscale. Gray, white, black, ash, or something like that, like old television. It's best to create a medium fidelity wireframe manually. You can do it manually, but using digital tools to create more detailed and realistic UI components can be meaningful for understanding how some aesthetic details could match with essential functionalities. You have to know that you can do it manually, just like low fidelity, which is similar to low fidelity. You can draw it on your paper and pen, um, but you're not using any color, or you can use a digital tool to create more detailed and realistic UI components. It can be also meaningful for understanding how some aesthetic details could match with essential functionalities. And finally, we have the high fidelity wireframe. High fidelity wireframe takes more effort to create. It takes more effort. Please note the more, because it's crazy, but they're effective in that they reveal how a product will look at project completion. To create high fidelity wireframe, one must only use digital tool. You can't use your pen and paper to do high fidelity wireframe. It's not possible. That means it's not high fidelity wireframe yet. The core differences between the other types of wireframe is that high fidelity wireframe are imbued with color present screens that are closer to how it will appear in the final version of the software, sometimes even finer than how it will appear, because it's a designer that is in it, aside from a engineer that used to mess up someone's work. But here is like very close, the closest to what the final product is going to look like. So it takes more effort to put everything there, everything that you want to be available on your final product. That is what high fidelity wireframe is. Do you guys understand me?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. So I think we all understand that concept, and then we can go on to Figma to try and go around some things, and I will show you how to use it, how to use it too, and try to design some things with it. But it will be solely on you to learn how to design generally. So I will show you what low fidelity wireframe is, high fidelity wireframe, and medium fidelity wireframe. I don't know if I'll be able to show you high low fidelity wireframe because I like doing it on my paper. So you can always get something like this that there's no line. There's no line. It's just like plain like this. If you want to make a low fidelity wireframe, it's very very important that it doesn't have lines so that you will not be restricted. So you can use. I use my drawing pad most of the time, but I lost all of them. So this is something like low fidelity wireframe that you can use. And if you don't want to use a paper, you can use FigJam. FigJam is also an example of a low fidelity wireframe. If you don't want to use FigJam, you can use Miro. It's like there are a lot of whiteboard. This is what I mean by whiteboard. I can even use your normal marker board or something to make a low fidelity wireframe. It's just like sketching the problem out. You don't really know how it's going to look. And in fact, after low fidelity wireframe, you may realize that by the time you are doing your medium or high fidelity wireframe, you are not using a lot of what you use on low fidelity wireframe. And another reason why low fidelity wireframe is very important, I'm talking about sketches, is very important, is that it is easy to destroy because you're not putting so much. So if I draw something like this on my paper, hold on. So if I do something like this on my paper, it's easy to destroy. So if I'm not feeling it again, something I can just tear away and start another one. It's easy. But when you start using Figma, you need to learn how to use Figma, and then you need to do this, and then you already imported your colors, and you already put so much energy into it, and it will be it's easier for you to delete it though, because I think I can work around it. You become lazy. But if it's paper and pen or just marker, you can just wipe it off and start all over again. Low fidelity wireframe give you opportunity to explore your creativity before you start putting your effort into drawing on Figma, because it's not easy. Your back will pain you, anything, you understand. So that is what it is. So yeah, I'm going to like create a thing called, hold on, just trying to load. Okay, so I'm going to create a thing. I can name it a good tech that we're trying to do. I don't know the name we want to say with it, but let's just say agric. Let's say agric. And then we can create a team. I can add as many person as possible into team to collaborate with me. So for now, you can just drop your email. I will add it later, but I'll just keep for now. And then you want to pay professional. Starter, I only take 3 files inside your starter. 3 Figma file and 3 Figma file. And then for professional, you can everything that is there plus unlimited design files. So you can just review it when you have time. So I'm going to choose starter because I don't have money. Okay. There's always this thing that comes with it. I'm just going to delete it. I don't like it. So now you can decide to create a Figma file or Figma file. So if you create a Figma file, that means you want to start designing. If it's a Figma giant, it's like a whiteboard. You can use it for your sketches and then let people collaborate on it. Let's create both. This is the first Figma, and then I'll create Figma. Okay, you can use template on Figma. There are a lot of templates that is currently going on as much as you want, but me, I don't want. So this is a pen. This is like a pen. This is a marker. This is eraser, I guess. And this is like, if you pick pen, you can pick out sick and the color that you want. Or if you want a marker, you can pick the color that you want. So you can quickly make sketches, you understand, on it. It's not going to be really like drawing with your paper and pen, but who cares? You can make sketches here. That's the low fidelity wireframe. Hold on, I don't have a straight hand. Straight, straight. Okay. Village people. Straight. Okay. Nice. I'm just trying to make a straight line. See, I will leave straight line to those people that are interested in making one. Okay, so you can make a screen like this. If you like, you can make a small circle to represent like an iPhone where you can press. And if you like, you can just leave it out. You can make like a small tiny stuff that you used to have on phone here and a small circle here. You can make it, and then you can start sketching. Let's say, for instance, this is my sign-in page. Let me write it there. Sign in. I'm going to like use normal text for that. Sign in. Sign-in page. This is like your sign-in page that you're trying to sketch. And then sign in. What are those things that you need? You need a box to enter your password and a box to enter your email address or phone number. So you can put it here. Okay, I will use this box for my email address or phone number, and I'm going to use this box for my password. Okay, crazy. Let me just clean this one out. Okay. Perfect. And I prefer using my paper and pen because this one is stressing my life. And then you can have your email address here and your password here, and then you can put I here. Like, it should be really important because people will need to. This is when you brainstorm. Do you want to actually make it an high? You can cross it out to show that the high is, or you just want to write a text here that says show password. This is where you actually collaborate. It's very important that you take your time to do all this small. So it's small, or you want to put like show password here. And when they click show password, you turn it to hide password. And then here, hold on, here you have your email slash phone. And then here you have your password. You have your password. And then after you've done this, what else do you want to show? If you are not using, if you want to keep to your high, you can keep to your high here. And then you can use this for forget password. Forgot password. And then you have this. And then what else do you need here? You need a button for them to actually sign in. I think we are missing something else, so I'm just going to put it real quick. The title of the page. You can decide to put it in the center. All right. Can decide to put it in the center, or you want to put it here. You can freestyle as much as possible. I like left aligning my stuff, so I'm just put it here. Sign in is too big. Let's just use medium. Sign in, and you can put a little text here to kind of tell people that enter your details to sign in. You know how we do all those stuff. Enter your details to sign in. Enter details to sign in. Okay. So after this sign in, enter details to sign in. Let me change this to large so that it will be more obvious. Enter details to sign. Then what other thing do you need here? You need a button. So to sign in. Okay. So here you can decide to bend your do you want to bend it? Do you want it to not be bent or something? And people can comment on it. You get um let's say you do this and then you put sign in inside this box. There's one more thing that we are missing out. What of someone that doesn't have an account? You want to click here and then put not a user, not a member, can put sign up. Not a member as question mark and then sign up. So maybe you want to underline this one. I don't know if the underline functionality is available, but let's use our pencil to do an underline so that it look like a link. So you have this, and then inside this box you have sign in. Okay. Okay, then you have this. As little as this thing looks like, you can use this to collaborate on design. So few people should drop their email address so I can tell you how to collaborate, like about 2 or 3. So I can invite you. Can anybody hear me? Okay. Jacob, what do you want to say? Can go for it. Jacob, you are raising your hand. Okay, fine. You guys should quickly log in into this Figma so I can see your mouse. Can come in here. I gave you edit access. And then, as I'm saying, if you use this platform, you can quickly do a feedback on this page before you put effort on it by clicking comments. People can click comments and come here and comment. Can we change this to show? I mean, I always advise when you want to collaborate like this. I can't see you guys. Have you guys tried to sign in? Hello, can you hear me? Speak up, please.
Seriously, you can't see the news.
You can see the invite. Check your
Yeah,
promotion. Check your email very well.
okay.
Check your promotion. It cannot be spam. You can check your spam too. So, Esther, have you seen yours?
I'm checking it now.
Okay. And Elizabeth, please. So let me just continue. Yeah, you can quickly do a feedback on this page before you continue so that you will not waste your time doing a lot of things. People may not want to, why is the forgot password here? Why is this? People will question it. And then after you finally decided that okay, this is what we are looking at, this is what you are going, can I go into your Figma? Because this is like FigJam. This is, let me just say a Greek. You see, we are not using any color here. We are not using any logo. And then, yeah, you can say I agree too. Because this is like the Figma Gongo. This is like low fidelity wireframe. You can continue to iterate and iterate as much as possible. Don't be afraid to iterate. Um, can iterate as much as possible. If you realize that you forgot something, you can say, oh, then logo. You can put your logo here because I think we missed out the logo. You can write it like logo instead of like drawing it out. Just write logo. This is logo. Okay, excellent. You cannot be like this, and then people can start questioning why you make one decision or the other, and you'll be able to answer. And if you need to iterate, you can do it here as a low fidelity wireframe. You can do as many screen as possible. It's low fidelity wireframe. Feel free to explore. You can even draw home page here. You can draw home page here. Let's say after they've signed in, um, you can have like what do you want to put here? Maybe it's a box or an image. You can put a box here or something. You can put another one here. You write everything that you want to put there. As I can see now, you can write as many as possible. You can put you have to write your content. So if it's an image, you can just cut it out. So that people know it's an image. And if you want to like make it really nice, you can just draw out the avatar like zero, something like this, so that people know that's avatar. And then you can tell them like this is a quick action. If this is a quick action, maybe you want them to request inspection, you can click here and put it here. Request inspection. Request inspection or all the action that you want to. This like I'm just developing what I have in my head or something. Then you can put another action here. Anything that you want, you can collaborate with FigJam as a low fidelity wireframe. And the advantage is that you can quickly do a feedback before you start putting your efforts, or even it may be the copy of Esther. Try to drop a comment on this signing so we can see. This is where you get the comments. Add comments. And tag me at and then my name. You can click my name. When you are done, let me know. So you can drive feedback here, and if it's on your paper too, you can actually drive feedback on it to like this is feedback and all those stuff. Um, you're presenting. Okay. So you can Esther, are you able to drop the comments? If you have any problem with it, you can speak up. And then you can use your pen tool to create
After the share
connection.
button, is that where I can comment?
No, this is the comments. Add comments beside share button.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
And then you can show connection, right? Even on this fig jam, and tell them that when they click sign in, you just do it like this with an arrow to say this is where it's going. So you can do anything you want on a whiteboard before you start putting all your efforts to actually design it. You understand? So you make sure that this is very, very like easy for you. You can try it. Can even create sign up pages. You can create as many pages as you want here and watch people like make um especially if you have more than one designer in your team, you can collaborate on it. But it's not a compulsory step, but it's just necessary so that you won't invest so much time. At the end of the day, it's not making any sense to you. Do you guys understand to this point? Hello.
Yes. I've dropped the comments also.
All right. So if you understand, can you drop yes on the comment section so I know I'm not talking to myself? Okay, I'm only saying one. Okay, so she dropped the comments, and the comment is on this screen. Nice, Oluwaseyi will have done, but something else, but excellent. You can come here and click on this session and comment and tell them at Esther, can we have another button that says show here, and then bam, the comment has been sent. See, this is it. So you can collaborate, and then you can vote too on this screen. You can vote. It's very important. Let's say, let me design another form of signing, um another form of signing, and then it's going to be like totally different, not totally different, just a little difference. um and then people can vote. Let me just quickly logo. I put the logo at the center here, and then the sign in at the center, and then what am I doing? The sign in at the center, and then enter details at the center too. And then you can create this and put it here. And then you can put this at the center too. And then let's not put that one at the center, it's kind of weird. And then you can have another here. Okay, so instead of this eye icon, can delete all this, and then you have show here, show password, so that instead of the eye you can have show password, and then the forgot password is going to be at the center, and then sign in. You can put it at the center too, and then this one you can put it like here so that people can say, or you don't ask if they are not a member, you can just ask sign up and just put it here, and then you ask them to vote between the two, and then there are a lot of things to vote. You can use this stamp like stamp here. You can, if you decide to love, you can use this. You can use this like thumbs down. You can use this. You can add star. You can add support and all this stuff. Let's say I'm using the love. I've concluded I want to use the love to support. So you can just stamp here as love. That's all. And then another person, Esther, can you stamp here love on this other signing? Yeah. Can you stamp love? This is where you see love. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Is Esther the only person here?
I think Fanen didn't receive the invite. I think
He just
he
sent his
just
email.
shared.
What of Jeremiah?
Yeah. Okay.
Jeremiah,
You can
Elizabeth.
share your email right now so that you'll be added
They've
on the
shared it
screen.
and I've
Enoch
sent
too. Enoch,
it.
you have not shared your email.
All of them are here. Jeremiah, you've accepted. Elizabeth, you are here. Please, can we join?
Yeah, so I was able to see the invite, so I accessed the um the stuff. So I'm seeing what you're doing, but I was unable. You said we should comment and do some other things. I'm only seeing the love sign, so you said we should vote on it. So that's what I'm trying to do.
So this is where you find it. You see stamp here. Esther, are you the one that stamped here? Why are you stamping here instead of stamp on it on this? Can you like drag it to this place? You can click this if you want to drag, move, and then you click on the love and drag it here.
Yeah. Oh, Shayo, there's also another email on the chat now for invite.
Okay. I've sent thank you, Esther. So we can have it there. I just want other people to vote so that we know. So if we have like 5 people here and 2 people here, we know that we are going to with this type of signing instead of this type of signing. And then maybe I just make an adjustment to an one. Maybe it's not voting that we are doing. I just make an adjustment to this screen. You can show. You can come to this stamp and show that you are dissatisfied. No, don't let us use this. I just stamp it as dissatisfied. Or you can say that okay, I'm satisfied with it. You can even use emoji to you can this is very funny kind of thing. That's so you can tell them and I will get the notification. And you can do a lot of things. Stamping, you can give +1 that I'm agreeing, you can use star, you can use question, what does this mean kind of thing. What does this mean? And then I will give answer. So if I want to reply, I can just come on the content and explain it to you that at whatever um at panel don't say that, something like that, you understand, just to collaborate. This is what low fidelity wireframe is actually going to help you do. This is what is going to help you collaborate better and better than before you start designing and putting all your effort. You see, we've already been able to churn out 2 screens in a matter of minutes because you're not doing so much, you're just showing sketches and other stuff. Finally, you can come on the stamp here if you want to vote. This stamp here. Yeah. And vote which screen, each of these 2 signing do you like. You can just pick, go to stamp, and this is what we are using love for voting. And then, can you see my screen? It's just between these 2 signing that we're trying to vote. Anyone that you like. This and this. Okay, you like that one more. So we have 2 votes and 1 vote here. I want other people to do before I show you how to make a medium fidelity wireframe. Okay. What is going on here? Job, Enoch, um, Elizabeth. What is wrong? Okay. What of Enoch? Okay, that's fine. I just want people to join. So if it's just only three, so that means this is like a way of voting. You can do it within your team and decide which one do you like, or you can even invite your friends to vote on which part, which signing do you like or something, and then you can move this whole one to another place here and all those stuff just to flex your, this like sketching, this is like a playground. You play here and you can always easily clean something. See, can clean it through and then it's gone. It's like paper and pen, you understand? Instead of tearing out your paper, you can just come on Figma and do it. This is what a low fidelity wireframe is about. And then we have medium fidelity wireframe. Let me tell you, this is what we are going for now, right? Let's copy. Can group it and copy, or you can copy as PNG and come here. This is the main Figma and paste it here. This is what we have. You can delete it later, but this is what we have currently. I did not copy very well. Okay, you can delete it later. Let me now show you around Figma. I don't know if
It's 12 hours.
okay, so we have 1 more hour. This is like FigJam. This is like the wireframe. This is like the low fidelity wireframe. I want to make medium fidelity wireframe. This is Figma. This is everything you have on Figma. Figma is quite easy, right? Very, very easy. We have all file here. You can create a new design. Right here, you can place an image. You can edit, can copy, paste a selection and other. You can view, you can explore this one. You can zoom in, zoom out, zoom to fit, zoom to selection, and then can create components. You can join. You can. We start doing all this later, and then here the next thing here is move and scale. Scale is to enlarge something. You know, just do like this. That's scale. And then move is just to pick something. You can also scale from here, which is completely fine as well. And then that is for both of here is to create frame and slides. I've never used slides before, but slides is to divide. I don't know, but I've never used it before. But frame, when you click frame, is like you want to start a design, and then when you click frame here, you'll be able to select any screen that you want on your right hand side. You have several phone screen. There's iPhone 13 Pro Max, iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 mini, iPhone 11 Pro Max, iPhone 11 Pro X, and all those stuff. That's for the phone. And there's Android small, Android large too. And then you have tablets, iPad mini, iPad Pro, iPad Pro 12.9. You can see the sizes here. For this Surface Pro is 1440 times 960 pixel. All the measurements is in pixel. For tablets, you can pick anyone. For desktop, there's MacBook 14, which is 1512 pixel by 982. You can pick this. You have desktop, iPad, iMac rather. You see the sizes in front, and then there's presentation for slide. So there's slide that is 1920 pixel by 1080 pixel, and there's slide 14 by 3, which is 1024. You understand? And then there's watch. You can design for watch. Can design on paper, A4, A5, A6, letter, tabloid, social media a lot, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Dribble, and other stuff. And then you can Figma community. Those are people that create community for Figma. And then archive all other ones. Yeah, there's Google Pixel too. There's Pixel, Google Pixel, and iPad 5 and other stuff, MacBook Pro, Surface Pro, and other stuff that you can pick here. Archive. I think archive is like something that I've never used before, but I don't know, I'm not sure. So I want to create a frame. I can click frame, and it's phone that I'm trying to design for. So personally, I like this phone that is 375. I like any phone that is 375 pixel as length. This is 375 to this is 375. So it's the same size. 375 8112 by 375 8112. So if you click this, you have this frame. You can expand by pinching your mouse. You can If you pinch your mouse in, you can zoom in or you can zoom out. You can zoom, this is zoom out, pinch it in, zoom out, this is zoom in, pinch it out. And then you can rename your frame, like maybe this is just a sign-in frame. So there's something that when you are designing for phone, don't drag like this. It's wrong, because this your phone cannot increase by the length. You make sure that you maintain the length, but you can increase the height because your phone can scroll. You can increase it as long as you want. It's very important that you know when you can pick any frame that you want, if it's desktop that you want, but don't increase the width, because you cannot increase the width of your phone, but you can scroll on your phone so you can increase the height. Do you guys understand? So make sure that this name your frame, very, very important. So before I actually start my low fidelity wireframe, I like cleaning. I have getting my colors. It's very, very important to me. Color palette is 5 color palettes. 5 color palettes. There's primary color, there is tertiary color. Let me show you. There's primary, there's tertiary, there's primary, there's secondary, there's tertiary, and then there are 2 other colors. I don't know what they call that, but the first thing is very important. You have to go and look for the colors that you want and the color palettes that you want to use for it. You know, from the color theory that we did in day 1, you know if you are going for a red color or a green color or a blue color based on the color theory. Some are for strength, some are for energy and all those stuff. But because this is agriculture, it's so obvious that we are going for green. So you know that you are looking for a green color and other colors that can go with it. So there are 2 tools that I use. I use color, COLOR, colors. That's the name of the tool. Click here. That is if they do not give you color, you can come here. You can explore trending palettes. That is like what people have used before. You can look for any green that you want here. Beautiful colors palette. You can look for any green that you want. I will have picked this green, but it's too dull for me. But I think I'll have to go for it. Can explore. And if you don't want, first of all, before I leave this place, where's the green? I like this green. So I can copy it out by just clicking, see color copied to the clipboard. So you have that color. You can even save this whole palette if you like it by clicking 3 and exporting the palettes. You can export it as an image and title it color palette 1. Export, and it's going to save on your laptop. So if you click it, you just have this color palette with the name on it. So, or if you don't want to see trending color, you can go to the tools and generator. This is generator. Let's go. Simple. I don't care. So here you can start clicking space till you get any color that you want. So let's look for green. Just clicking space. You can like this. If you like this, you can pin it down by locking it. So it's not going to change this one, but it's going to change any other colors around it. Right? So you keep on going like this. If you like another one, you can pin it down. If you like everything like this and you're already going, you can just export it also as image and other stuff. That is the first way I get my color palette. And then there's another tool I use, which is Adobe Colors. Adobe Colors. So here you can go to explore, which is like trending colors as well, and just type green. You can type green here. And then you'll be able to see different kind of color palettes with green in it. Once you like any one, you can click to view. So if it's this green that you like, you can copy. But here you cannot lock anything. So if you like this green, you can copy and come to colors and unlock this one. Click on this one, paste that green here, and then you can lock it. And then start clicking space again. It starts changing it around it as well. But sometimes you are lucky enough to like all the palettes, you just export it. They're already in 5s. 5 color palettes, especially for this one. Once you like any color, you just click on it and you copy it out. Do you understand? Or you can just download the whole color palette. You can download as PNG, and then you have all the color palettes. This is what you have. See, this is how they do their own. So it's very, very as easy as that to get color. I like this green. I can always just click it. I really like this middle green, right? Because it's really nice. You can click it and copy it and come here and change this. So and then you lock it and then you can space around it and get the colors that you want. That is before you start your low fidelity wireframe. Do you guys understand me? Hello? Okay, perfect. All right. So that is about the colors. That's about the colors. Me, I already have a color that I would like to use. I've used it before. I don't want to go the route of looking for colors because my head is aching me. So I think I have a color I can use because I've used it before. So this is and paste it here, and then you can just click one, press I to pick a color. This is your primary color. What do you want to be your secondary color? You can pick this one as a secondary color, and your tertiary color, you can pick this one to be your tertiary color, and others you can just put them at the back. Perfect. But that is not all you are going to do for this. Let's increase the size, the width, and then this is the width that I just increased by dragging like this. I just increased the width. It's all the width that I'm increasing, but you not see it because they are overlapping. So you can come here. This is the distance between them and press 0. That is give them 0, no minus. It was negative before. That's why they were overlapping. So you can just give 0, and then it's going to show the whole length. Then you have to now look for shades and the shades and tints of your color. So what do you mean by shades and tint of your color is how you can use them, the lightness of how you can use them. You can look for four tints. This is the one at the background, and then 4 shades. This is the main color. It gets darker here and it gets lighter here. So this color, you just copy it and come to a tool called color hex. Color hex, this is it, and then you can paste your color here. This is the color, and then you can scroll down. See, they already give you the shades of the color and the tints of the color. So you can, this is your main color, this is your main color too, but others are like shades and others are like tints. You just need to pick 4 that you like, that is showing where you're. I'm going to pick the second one, copy it here, go here, that is the shade. You click one of the shades and click V and paste it here. That's the first one. You can come and pick another one and come here and pick and paste here. See, it gets darker, and then you have here, you can come here, copy, come here on Figma, click here, paste it, gets darker, and then you can come here to come and copy the last one. I will go for this, copy, paste, come to Figma, paste it. And then you can do the same thing for the lighter shades, which is the tints. You already have the color here. You can pick this, copy, come here on Figma, click the first one because it gets lighter. Click the first one, paste it here, copy, and then you can go back, pick another one, click, copy out, and paste. And then you can come here, pick another one, come here, and paste. And then pick the last one. I would like to pick the last one here. And come here and paste. So you'll be able to get all the shades of this color. So you just need to do this and this. That is the secondary color and the tertiary color. I would like to switch this. If you want to switch, you can highlight, see this, click on this red thing and drag it here. It will switch the space for you. And if it's like you want to switch space between 4 as well, you can make sure, but you have to have equal spacing, like 0 or something. If they don't have equal spacing, you can come here, click here, and distribute horizontal spacing. Let's say that this one is like here, and this one is like here, and this one is like here. This one is like here. And if you select it, you will not be able to like give them equal spacing. If they don't have equal spacing, you have to come here and distribute horizontally. If you click horizontally, see they have the same spacing, and you can return the spacing to 0 back, and it closes it up. You just need to do for the secondary and the tertiary. You can leave the other two out of it. So you just copy and replace the same one. Copy your code here. Come here. Come to color hex. Paste it here. Click in, and then you can see the shades and the tints. And then you can pick 4 for them. You can use 5, but I think 5 should be the cap. And then that is how you get your colors. Do we understand that? Hello, do we understand?
Yes, we do.
Okay. 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 All right. Perfect. Okay, so after you are done with that, the next thing is that we only did our low fidelity wireframe. You can now come and do your medium fidelity wireframe here. That is you want to write it. But before you start, you need your font. Which font do you want to use? To me, I like exploring fonts. Me, I don't do poppings, blah, blah, blah. I go crazy with my colors. Let me show you my portfolio and how I actually go crazy with fonts. Because the way I get my font actually, see, when you come here, you see I'm using Fidelity Pro fonts and SF Pro text. Let's go back and click this. I'm using Moneta and SF Pro display. I like exploring fonts. If you click this one too, I use another completely. This is Axifoma and Apaku. I like exploring fonts because I feel like it's going to like say a lot about your fonts. And the only way to get fonts is to go on Behance. You cannot just sit down. Anybody can go on Behance. You can check popular websites and you see their fonts. This is nice. This is beautiful. This is clear. This is what I want. You can go on any project on Figma. I saved some. You can go on any project. If you like the project, okay, I feel like this project is really nice or sweet. You can click on it, and it's always project on, and you can scroll down and look for where they stated their fonts. Okay, I think I picked the wrong one. Let's say I'm picking this. You can look for the font that they use because they are going to state it probably, and then you see GTST Pro display, and then you must like the font, and if you like the font, because just copy the font name on Google. Let's say you want to download, the name of the font is Axifoma, and then you can just say font family free download, and then you can be able to download it online. As simple as that. So you have to decide on your font color too, and your font too. Personally, I use 2 fonts. I use one for the headings and I use one for the paragraphs. Headings as in headings and paragraph. Let me show you. See, this is the font that I'm using. This is another font. Headings, I'm using Moneta, and this one I think I'm using SF Pro Text. So it's always different for me. But you can use one. If you feel like the font that you have is like going to be enough, it's going to be enough for you to create the headings and the text too. You can stick with it. So for the sake of this, I'll be using Axifoma. Here, you have to install it first though. Axifoma. This is how it looks. You can check all it even have a lot of font library, medium, semi-bold, bold, extra bold, heavy, black. You can use it. And Axifoma too. You can use just Axifoma, but I'm going to use GTST. with Axifoma. So I'm going to use DTST for my headings, DTST Pro Display for my headings, and Axifoma as my text. As simple as that. So let me increase this to like 40 so that you can see very well. It goes with each other because Axifoma is like a very circular font and it's really nice. You can use 30 so that you can see very nice. So this Axifoma is going to be like a paragraph because it's clear and it's circular. This one is stylish, so you just want to keep it to heading so you don't disturb yourself. So let's create a low fidelity wireframe. First, before you even start, there's something called grid. This is here, layout grid. You can click it. I like creating grid so I can know the space I want to use in my app. I'm not going to start from this beginning and end at this beginning. I want to refrain myself. So if you click layout grid, you have grid, you can click this, and then you can click to columns. I like columns because it's straight. And then you can, how many cans? I like 6 cans because it's even. And then you can do from the center, and then you can reduce this to 2 so that you'll be able to see what you are designing, or you can increase it to 3. It's good to be able to see the grid too, but so that it's not overshadow, you can, let me just use 2. And then the width of the grid, you can use 40. You can try it. 40 is too much. You can then 30, and then you realize that you have this other spacing. Let me increase this to 10 so that you can see, and then I will reduce it later. And then the gutter, this is the spacing between them. You can increase it to 10, reduce it to 10, and then you can have let's see this like 16, and then let's reduce this to 40. See, I think is enough. So all your content should be within this space from this first one to this second one. So you can reduce the color to like 3 so that you'll be able to see your content very well. So your grid should be standby, must do your grid very well. This is okay by you. This is what you will use throughout your app. You make sure that this pixel and this pixel, they are always empty on any screen that you want to do on your design. They are always empty, but you can design within this as well. So let's start with the sign-in. This is low fidelity. So here you have sign-in. Remember, for low fidelity, for medium fidelity is grayscale, black, white, gray, ash, and all those stuff. We don't use colors. So after that, you want to enter this next thing there, which is going to be an axifoma because it's a paragraph, it's not an heading. Because this is like too much, you can reduce it to like 16. And then you can say enter your details to sign in. This is too thick. Reduce it to 14, and then you can reduce it to book. And then you reduce the color. This black is too thick for a paragraph. You can drag this thing, it goes towards you can stop it here because it's not too dark and it's just creating the perfect hierarchy. You know, we talked about hierarchy, don't forget. Talk about hierarchy. So you have it like this. And then you want to create all your box. This is the rectangle. This is the shape too, generally. We have rectangle, line, arrow, ellipse, polygon, star, and you can place image, which is also a rectangle. And then I'll pick my rectangle and draw like this. Don't let it pass. See, Figma is going to tell you with a red line that you've come to a particular stuff. The height of it is determined solely by you, but me, I like sticking to 56 as the height of my input, and then you can duplicate it. So now, before you design, you also want to define how you want your input field to look like. So when you are designing, that's what they call style guide. Style guide is very important when you are designing. You are going to like define these different stages of your input. Let me show you what a style guide look like. Those are the things that you need to do before you start designing. You can do it after your medium fidelity wireframe or before your medium fidelity wireframe. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to use one of my projects here. It's not the design that I want to show you, just the style guide that I'm going to show. What the style guide look like. I don't know if we actually, yeah. This is a style guide. You declare your fonts and the icons that you want to use. I want to show you the inputs feed. So when you are doing your inputs, you do the I do states, when something is not inside of it, and when you filled it, and when you are typing into it. So for your input, you need three stages for inputs. For inputs, let me just put it here. Inputs. You need to declare the idle states when it just finished loading the idle states. The typing states when you're typing into it. The field states when you're done typing and you've clicked out, the field states, and then the disabled states. You'll have defined it before you start, yeah? The disabled state, that's for the input. For buttons, so for buttons, the same thing, but there's no typing. There is idle states, that is when it's active states. There is over states when you hover on it. There is focus states when you click on it, and there is disabled states. But for buttons, you have to design. You are not just going to design these states. You are going to design the type. We have primary button. So for primary button, you are going to define all these states, and then we have secondary button and we have tertiary buttons. So style guide is very comprehensive. You can learn about style guide. You can note it down and go and learn about style guide. It's good to have style guide before you start designing. I'm going to reduce this thing. This thing is shouting into my head. So that is what we have. The primary, the secondary. Style guide is a very comprehensive stuff. Take your time to go and learn about it. You can note it down, and we have tertiary buttons too. So we are fine. So that's fine. So for my input, I'm just going to quickly design something. Just follow along so you can see. I'm going to like change the inside to white, and then just give it like a light border, and then I will bend the border. That means I'm going to give it border radius. This is where you give border radius. So I'm going to give it like 14. It's too much. I'm going to give it like 10. Perfect. This is what we have. And then I'm going to drag this down, and then I'm going to give it enough space. I always do 30. And then inside, you want to type in enter, bring this to the font, enter email / you can write email address, simple. It's too big, so I'm going to reduce it to 12, and I'm going to change it to light. No, I'm not going to reduce it to 12. So I'm going to leave it like this. If I want to design, I clean up more than this, but for the sake of this, I'm going to leave it like this. And then same thing, you write password. And then we already concluded that we are going to use the high icon here. So you can, there are a lot of places you can get icon, but I use remix icons. Are you guys following me? Okay.
Yeah, we're with you.
Okay. You can come here and type I, and then you'll be able to see this. Hi, and download as SVG. Download your stuff as SVG. Avoid PNG or any form of image format. You come to your download and drag this thing into it. Simple. You have it here. You can change the size. When you want to change size of everything, so that you don't break a designer's art, hold this thing down so that you can have equal proportion. Because if you don't want to have equal proportion, you do this and you do not hold this thing down. You just have, let's say you want to shade this to 16. So it's going to distort it. See what we have now. It's going to distort it. You can return it. Let's return it back. And then you hold it down. That means as it's increasing the width, it's equivalently increasing the height as well. So once you are done, drag it inside there. Put it here. No, for our password, Jerry. Put it here. Simple. I'm just gonna change this to book and reduce it because okay, perfecto. What else do we have here? We have forgot password, just in case they've forgotten their password. All these load of people, just put it here. forgot password, because that's what we have from our low fidelity wireframe, forgot password question. And then you can reduce it to 12. And then you can underline. If you want to underline, this is a text, click here, and then you see decoration, text underline, then it's underline it for you. You want to make it like black so that it's more obvious. We are still going to change all this color, but this is what we have for now. And then we need the button and the text. So I'm going to duplicate this because I hate recreating, going back, blah blah blah. So the first thing you want to do is that you make sure that your button is a primary button, because that's the only button here. So you fill it. You can fill it with black because you are sticking to black for medium fidelity wireframe. You can remove the stroke, and then this one you can say sign in. And then because this is not going to show on here, the contrast is really terrible. You take this white and you turn the text, the fill to white. Okay, perfect. We are getting there little by little. We are getting there. And then there's this not a member sign up. So you can click this one, or you can just drag any text, duplicate, Control D, and then put it here and say not a member. Are you not a member? Then you sign up. So you can highlight this, just drag over it. That is it. You can change it and change it to black because you want it to be a link like this, forgot password. And then you can come back here and pick underline, and then you can underline it. So if you want to center something inside your frame, you want it to be in the center, you just come here. See, this is center, horizontal center, and click it and it's going to be in the center. Simple. What you are missing out here is the logo. So I don't know the logo that I want to go for. So I'm just going to write the text as logo, because this is still a medium fidelity wireframe logo. Simple. The button. And then voila, this is our low fidelity. So if you want to see very well, you can click here and hide your grid. It's still going to be there. You can hide it. See, this is what we have now. This is what we have. This is our medium fidelity wireframe. This is beautiful and clean and sweet, but this is still a medium fidelity wireframe. So now we can change to high fidelity wireframe. But when you change to high fidelity wireframe, on hide your grid is still there. Click on it and Control D it. You are not going to do it. So when you are designing, you are not going to start Control D, you can copy all your medium fidelity wireframe and create a new page here and add a new page and paste everything here so that you'll be able to change everything here. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to stick to this. So you want to start changing the color. This black is supposed to be green because the green is what we are using. You can press I and then come and pick this green. Perfecto. And then this one, you change it to green as well. You can change it to regular first and I and change it to green. And then this one, you can change it to green if you want. Let's change it to medium so that it will show. And then, oh, sorry. And then you can click here and look for the green that we are using. I think this one. And then yes. Or you can use it, leave it as black if you want. You can just feel free to explore. And then you have green here. It's not going to show very well, so I'm going to change to medium. And then there's nothing we want to do. This input field is completely fine like this. Then the logo, we can replace it with a logo. So I'm just going to make a quick logo since are Greek. So you can make a Greek. A Greek. Oh my. Greek. So let me just do a little stuff here. Okay. And then I change it to green. I'm just taking to make it. I'm not doing all the work, so I cannot be stressing myself to make logos. Okay, let's just leave the logo here. If you want to see very well, click here and hide the grid, and this is what you have. This is very simple and beautiful. Very simple. There's no, and this is how you do it for every of the pages that you're designing for. You get, and then you can come and pick the new one, this other one that you've designed, and then turn it to low fidelity, and then to medium fidelity, and then to high fidelity wireframe as well. So as simple as that. Do we have any question? Hello, are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. This is what I've been doing generally for this tutorial. I'm not going to design everything for you. I just promise I'm going to teach you how to do a design for yourself. Are we clear? Or
Yeah,
is
we
there
are.
another thing you guys want me to do? The low fidelity once again. Yeah, sure. You can say this is the low fidelity. Okay, someone else voted. Okay, perfect. This is the low fidelity. And then we voted. I did two versions, and then I think everybody voted. We have 3 votes for this one, and then we have 1 for this one. So we went with this one. I'm the one that voted for this. So that was we have for low fidelity wireframe. Okay, so the task I'm going to give you, which I really want everybody to try their hands on. See, I can keep on and on to design as many as possible. It's easy for me to start duplicating the screen and design as many as possible. This is not the first time I'm doing it. I do it almost every day of my life of designing stuff. So it's easy for me to do it. But I want you guys to do it yourself. Right? I want you guys to go and do it yourself. And if you have any question, yes, you can have the link. Can we get a link to the low fidelity wireframe in order to do our own? Perfect. Why not? You can have it. I'll paste it now. Anybody with the link can edit. So I'm going to just paste it here. Okay, I did not copy it out. Okay, so what you guys are now going to do for me now is to write this thing down, because you are going to do the low fidelity wireframe, the high fidelity wireframe, and the medium fidelity wireframe for you, an app that allows user like farmers to come on the platform. It's just what we have. Allow them to come on the platform. They can scan their products. Let me structure it in my head first. Let me make it easier. Okay, I should group you guys. That's easy. That's easy. So how many people do we have here? Kate is not part of us. Agbo, Monica, are you part of us?
Okay, yes.
You are. Okay, so if I remove 2, 3, so we have 10 people. So I'm going to group us into 3, 3, 3. I'm going to group us into 3 groups. 3 groups. Oh, okay. Group A, Group B, and Group C. Okay. So if you want to be in Group A, please just signify. I need 3 people in Group A. The first people that signify, I'll put them in Group A. I'm waiting for also. Or should I pick it myself? Do you guys want me to pick it myself?
I think that would be better.
Okay. Because some people are good there. I should pick it myself. So number 1, here I will put roots in Group A. And then here I'll put funnel in Group B. And then I'll put Elizabeth in Group C. And then back here, I'm going to put Johnson here. And then I'm going to put Esther here. And I'm going to put Bright here. And then back to here, I'm going to put Monica here. I'm going to put, sorry, who do we have again? I don't want to miss anybody, please. I can't be typing and checking everybody's name. It's only people that have commented before that I was able to. Okay, I'm going to put Jeremiah here. And then I'm going to put Have I not added to a good place?
I'm okay.
It's not MBO.
Oh, Joe, Enoch. I'm going to put you with Elizabeth, Enoch.
Amogen's name is not there.
What do you say?
Amogen's name is not there.
That is Unogo.
Yes.
Unogo, yeah. I'm going to put you here. Unogo. I think that's the last person. So we have 10 people here. So you guys can do whatever you want. So I'm going to quickly develop an idea
You'll be
here.
required to submit your devotional notes taken during the suspension to ensure you are working.
Working seriously. Okay. It's fine. Okay. So we have 3 groups here. I'm going to send this. And I really want us to work on the idea that Fanny gave us yesterday, but it's complicated. It's something that we have to sit down and work on. It's not something you can churn out in a day. So I'm going to quickly bring up an idea in my head. Okay, perfect. Everybody, you are going to, thank you, it's very complicated, and you need to use your brain like one of them, and you need a lot of time to be able to churn out what is said, to be kind of, it's a really good idea. So you design the low fidelity, medium fidelity, and high fidelity wireframe for an e-commerce website. The whole page, the whole page, all of the whole page, from sign in to sign up to creating new password to when you see all the items, and when you pick an item and add it to your cart and you check out. So that is what you'll be doing for me for e-commerce website. I feel like you are going to be for an e-commerce website, shoe selling. Let's say shoe selling website, so to say. You understand? It's an e-commerce. So all the screens I'm expecting the authentication screen, which is the same thing as sign up and sign in. Authentication screens. Which is the same thing as sign up and sign in. All the screens, so we set password, everything, and then the home screen, the shop screen, the carts, and the product details screen, and the cart screen, the checkout screen, and the checkout successful screen. This checkout is checkout screens because there is a screen under this checkout screen for you to add your address. And then also inside this one, there's one that you need to add your card. And then finally, inside this one, there's one for you to add your card, add your address, and for the success page. Okay, so this is what you'll be sending to me, and latest tomorrow by 2 p.m. I want to receive a Figma link. Figma links. The first link is for you to show me the low fidelity, and the second one is for you to show me the medium and high fidelity wireframe. And just before, do you understand? Do we all understand that? Hello? Okay, please. Exactly. Thank you. So you can copy this one out as fast as possible so that we don't lose it. Before, once we do a part of the call, we are going to lose this, right? Let me also copy it onto the class notes. Perfect. And then tomorrow, once you are done with all those screens and we have them, we are going to do prototyping. I'm going to teach you how to prototype on Figma. It can be complicated, but it's really simple and easy. Just for it to be dragging wire, but you need to drag wire with your, design sense. So it's going to be really nice. Once you have all the designs that we have, we can now prototype, and I will show you how we're going to prototype everything. Just make sure that you put all your heart in doing it. And I think, do I need to give them team leaders, or you guys to sort that out within yourself? Team leaders or sort out? Yeah? Do you want me to give you team leaders, or you guys to sort it out?
I'm thinking we could sort that out ourselves.
Okay, perfect. That's good. I like that. So team spirit. Let's start that. Okay, I hear you. Team spirit, please. Team spirit is very important. How to know how to do it, and low fidelity wireframe is going to allow you to be able to collaborate, because you design different screens and then you vote for different screens. I just want those screens to be available, and I'll be happy to see your work. And I'm really happy that you guys were able to get to these points in our class, and I mean, like, you are on your way to doing better things. You can use my color palette if you are confused, but I don't advise that you use it. But you can use my color palette. Let me send the Figma link. I'm just going to give you view access, everybody. Okay, so I think that would be all for today. It's nice to have everybody here. If you have any question for me, please shoot me with the questions. Any question that you want to ask yesterday that you couldn't ask, can ask me now. I'm ready to. If there's anything confusing about your career, you can ask it now, because we still have time. We have like 15 minutes, and it's really going to. I want it to be interactive before we go to. Okay, Monica, please.
Okay. Yesterday you asked us how the designer to developer handoff is, but you didn't really address it. So you said it was going to be addressed today.
Okay. Perfect. So to hand off design handoff is complicated. In fact, I had a problem with it recently because cozy. Design handoff is for you to hand off your work, and it's not just the Figma link that you send to your handoff documents. You have to send the assets, and you have to make sure there are rules. I think I have the rules. I wrote it down. I created the document for myself to be able to hand off stuff. But let me just say, you can browse about it or watch video about it. Number one of handing off is to make sure that your designs are available. So you create 2 design files, the one that is your playground and the one that you want to hand off. So once you are done with your playground, any form of iterating that you want to do, you now copy it and go and paste it on the design link that you've given to your developers. So you can have 2, the playground for yourself or your idea, so that nobody's disturbing you, are the only one there. And then there's another one for you to send it out. So that is the first one. And if you don't want to do that, you can use Zeppelin to handle. So you have one Figma file, you have it as your playground, and then you push your design changes to Zeppelin. That's even an hard way. Just use that Figma 2 files for Figma, and then you'll be good. That's the first one. Then the second one, interaction. You have to make sure that your design is highly prototyped. You don't want question. Developer question can haunt you. Make sure it's highly prototyped so that they know the interaction between all of them. And then also, that is another one. Then the third point is that you make sure that your assets are exportable. Make sure your assets are exportable, and make sure you are using SVG mostly in your designs, except for when it's picture, like normal woman picture. When you want to use that, you can use SVG so that they can export as SVG. And when they export as SVG, it's not going to spoil the quality of your design, because it can spoil the quality of your design. You have to use SVG, and you have to create a file on Drive to put all the assets that you want them to use and upload it there. Prototype, prototype very well and hand over assets, and then hold a design handoff meeting is very important. When you are done with one feature of the mobile app or the web app that you are designing, hold a meeting so that you can take them to the prototype. You explain those interactions that you cannot explain on that you cannot prototype. You explain it to them, and you also document it because they used to forget. So as you're explaining to them, you document it as well, so that as you're handing off the link, you hand off document with it, the interaction that you could not analyze on your Figma file or your Figma prototype. You then make sure that the handoff meeting covers everything. Ask them to ask any question that is that can stand in the way of them implementing exactly what you want, because you're not going to take it from them if they implement anything that you that is not part of what you are designing, and they are giving you low stuff. And then lastly is that how to push changes, just in case maybe when you iterate you realize that you want to change a button there, is that you make sure that you are updating them. You can use the comment section and comment their name. I just changed this button to red. Then ask everybody that is engineering there or everybody on the team, ask them and make sure that they are aware of that change. And you can even drop it on your chat channel. We use Slack, so I drop it on Slack channel and pin it at least for a day or 2 days, and ask everybody there and tell them that I made a change. I made a change to this thing, and then you pin it for a day or two, and then after that you can unpin it, and then the next changes. So that's how to hand off. You have to hand off with. Don't give them any room for assumption. In fact, drop notes. I used to drop notes on the design for them. So it's like, let me show you an example of notes that I drop. Okay, this is an example of notes that I drop. Say, I tell them for this CTA, the recent changes, blah blah blah, notes for front end. I'm always doing that anywhere that I think that they may be confused for mode of prepayment and other stuff. I always make sure that I'm giving them like what it should look like in the interaction. Drop notes for them. Don't make room for many assumptions. Don't think that they have the brain to understand it. Make relate with them as people that actually don't think design wise. They don't know anything about design. They are numb. They are dumb. It's going to really save you a lot of stress. Or else you just be doing back and forth, and they'll be putting the blame on you when they cannot do their work efficiently. So you drop notes for them. You have an handoff session with them. You can hand off if it's 2 weeks that you want to make it. You can make it a recurring meeting, handoff meeting, and then you explain everything that you've done and ask them to ask any questions. And then even from them, you can get idea into some things that you don't know before. It will really expose you. Okay, I think I'm missing this screen from what they said. I will do it and I will update you. And you make sure you update them. I added this screen for you to do this. It's very, very important. I think it's a way to go. With those principles, you'll be able to handle efficiently. If you want to learn more, you can go on YouTube or browser. Yeah. I have a document, but it's internal document, so I can't really share it with you. I hope that's clear.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other person? Any other question? Panel, please.
Okay. Good afternoon. Please, I want
Good
you
afternoon.
to know if, like, what you explained in Figma about the grid, the way it should be, and the number of grid to use, all those other things. Sorry, when you were teaching, going to write and all of that, I didn't take note of it. So I don't know if there's a document you're going to share with us that tells us all those things, because we need
Okay, for
to.
grids,
No,
there's
just
no
not just the grid, the number of grids to use, because when you're designing a screen, maybe like a desktop or something, if there's a specific number of grids to use, or it's just what is on your mind that you go ahead to use, I want to know that. But if there's a standard, there's an industry standard that say, okay, go ahead, do this, like.
there's no industry standard. Same way there's no industry standard for the color that you can use or the height of the button that you can use. There's no standard. But when you are doing your style guide, you think about it. Personally, I feel like you should keep your grid even number which is very important. Keep it as even number so that you'll be able to scale around. Then keep it even. There's no rule around it. Just make sure it's consistent throughout what you're designing. You can just your height, sometimes designers, it's just our height that will tell us that this thing is good. It's not as if there's a principle. It's just how you, okay, I think this look good, this person is enough, and other stuff. And another time you want to explore another way. So there's no rule to it. But I think there are guides that you can watch on YouTube for how to make grid. Personally, I've never watched one before, but you can do it. So I just make the grid right for my head, right? So that's what I do. I'm sorry, I may not actually be able to give you more in-depth explanation of how to use grid, but you can watch it online. I can attach a video if I see one to the class notes. Do you get?
Yes, if the video is attached, it will make sense. And then the I guess the link you shared to the Figma file for the I guess it still has it there. You can just open it.
Yes, it's still there. It's still there. It's still there.
So that
Yeah,
will also help. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's not showing. Okay, perfect. So this is flow 1. Let me restart. So it will wait, and then so that's like 3 seconds. So if you click R again, it will wait and then go to the welcome screen. And then you can check your flows here. This is flow 1, and then like that, as many flows as you've created. So you can call this flow sign in or authentication flow. Authentication. See, I designed one product at a time, and I want to show you how many flows I have because it's like really crazy. I have like, I think 20 flows. I was able to group it, and you don't even need another Figma link, prototype link for you to be able to like go to where you're going. So say I have all these flows, which is really nice because it helped me to gather it, create an account, sign in, all those stuff about view page and stuff. So I was able to like maintain it. So authentication flow is going to help. Let's say authentication flow is for sign up and sign in. So when you leave sign up and sign in, you look for another flow. So this is like the welcome screen, and then you can decide to sign in or to get started. That means it's either you are new or you are not new. So if you are signing up, which is get started, this is the sign up page. I just like, let me show you. So you can click this sign and drag it here. You can do, you just watch out, you can do smart animate. I will show you smart animate later. You can move it in. This is like moving. See, it's showing you analogy. You can move it out. You can do like this. You can do like this. Anyhow you want to do. You can move it out. You can move it out. You can move it out. You can move it out, and then you can push, and it's going to push it up and down, up, left or right, and then you can slide in, or you can slide out, or you can smart animate. Smart animate is very nice, but it's not going to be applicable here. And then you can dissolve, and then you can instance it. I like instance, especially when I'm not smart animating. So you click get started and you drag it here on tap, which is like on click. When you click this button, it should navigate to this page. So apart from navigate, you can use open overlay. That's overlay like modal. And then you can swap overlay. If you are using an overlay before you want to swap it to another one, you can close overlay. You can scroll to, you can open link, right? So I really don't want to use this. Good. Just want to make it like natural. All right, so after this, you can click here to check, get started, and then it comes to create account page for you to create an account. And then you go back for sign in, you click sign in, you can delete it. Let me just delete it. Sign in. This is the sign in page here. You just drag this plus and drag it in here like this. On click, which is like the same thing with on tap, on click, you navigate to the login page. You can just instance it, right? So let's go back. You can sign in, click here, which is going to show you the sign in. and different ones. So that is about signing. Let's now leave that place. So let's come to signing. Here you can use your fingerprints, but the fingerprint is an overlay. It's not going to be like another page. You see, that's why it's small. It's like under overlay. So if you want to do this thing, you click here. This is like the fingerprints, and you drag it here. So you unclick, but you're not going to navigate to, you're going to open overlay. For open overlay, there are different options. You can do manual overlay. You are the one that will drag it to a position you want it to be on the page when you click it. Or you can just do what we have. We have center, which is going to be at the center. Let me show you what center is going to look like. Hold on. Centered with, so you can click close when clicking outside. So when you show the overlay, when you click outside, it's going to close it. You can add background behind it. If you add background, it will bring out the color and the opacity for it. So let's say you click here, see, it's at the center now, centered, right? I gave it background, which is like dark, but it has 80% opacity. Opacity is the transparency. Smart animate all the sub or moving. I'm going to leave it as instant. So you give it here, you close it, you have to check it again. So you click here, see, this is the bottom. This is what you have. This is what you have. You can click outside, because I already said that if you click outside, you should close it. And then so here I can't show this. I can only show developers that when they put their fingerprints, you should be able to like show this, because it's not. But if you want to show it, you just want people to know, you can swap overlay. So on click, and then you click swap overlay. So it's going to swap this with this, and everything that you attach to this overlay is going to apply to this as well. So let me show you. If you click this, you can click just to show you, but it's not going to be like this. It's going to be like when they put their finger, this is when the green comes out, right? And then after that, if you go back to sign in, you have this sign in button. You can click. After signing, you are going to go to your page, which is the main page, which is the home page here. So if you click sign in, it's going to give you the home page. As simple as that. I don't know, let me set it. Okay. All right, so this is what we have as the home page. It's going to go to the home page. Let me just return back. So let's go to get started. This is the create account, the first name, last name. When you are done, you want to click register, and then you have click register here, which is going to take them to, for them to set up their fingerprints. So if you click here, you just need to drag out this button, right? And then you can tell them to navigate, because it's a new page on its own, and you can set it assistant or smart animate, anyone you want. But me, I will just leave it as instant. And then you click here, click register, and then you have this secure. Do you want to set up or you don't want to set up? So if you say you want to set up, it's going to bring the same overlay for you, which is like open overlay, and it's going to be like bottom center, which is the same thing that we have. And then you can close when you click outside, and you can add background behind overlay, right? So if I click setup, the same thing applies here. If it's not now, it's supposed to take them to the home page, which I've not prototyped. So you click here and take them to the home page, because they're not ready to do it. And then, oh no, you just, from this one, you just tell them account successfully set up, created. And this is like an overlay as so it's a bottom overlay. So you click navigate and you say open overlay, and then you can close while clicking outside, and then add the background. And then this is the bottom center, which is already it. And then seeing this, they want to proceed to sign in. Then from this button, you click to sign in, which is this one. Sign in goes to home page. So let's go. So you have not now, and then your account is set up automatically, and then you can proceed to sign in, and then you have the sign in page. You can still click this if you want, or you can just click sign in, and then you have this page. That is what we have for everything. There's one more thing, is that if you forgot your password, So if you forgot your password, I want an overlay as well for forgot password, which is just bottom overlay. So I click this, I drag it to this place, I click open overlay, I select bottom center, close while clicking outside, and add background behind overlay. And then I have this. And then when you click send, I want to like swap the overlay. So you have swap overlay here. So maybe a smart animate, which is going to make it like a nice animation. And then enter OTP, you have it here, and then verify OTP, and then you can go back to reset password, which is there. Just navigate to it. And then which other thing, when this thing is counting down to 30 seconds, when it's done, it's resend code. We are not, there's no way we can count down. If you want, you can do it. You can just click on this frame and delay it for 30 seconds. Click here and drag, right? And then you come here and you pick swap overlay. And then on this on click, it's not going to work. It's going to be after delay. And 30 seconds is the same thing as 3000 milliseconds. And then it will come here, after, but the timer is not going to show, of course. And when you are done with verifying, you can click here and you enter your email address, you send, you check your email address, enter OTP, you have this page, and then if you just wait a little, it's going to change it to the send code, and then you can verify. And then once you're done, I think we prototype the wrong thing for verify. So let's just go back. Once you're done with verify, please verify. It's going to go here. So let's go back. Send, verification code, reset password. Once you're done, you say your password set successful and you proceed to sign in. So, and that is how you are going to do for every other thing on the page. So from home page, I already prototype. When you want to get the credits, you have to enter the amount. When you want to pay now, it's going to come here, which is going to be an overlay. So you click here, open overlay, bottom center. It already is like everything it. So this is it. And when you are done entering the amount, you want to pay your credits. So this button is supposed to come here, which is going to swap the overlay for you to select your card, and you can proceed. And when you are done proceeding, this proceed should actually take you back to the home page, which is like that. And then for the get credits, you come here. For get credits, you have all this. And then once you are done, you generate your card, which is going to take you to another page. This page is the same thing. I was just trying to check the one that is okay. Then once you pay, it's going to ask for your card details, which is going to be an overlay. And then if you send, you have, okay, this is not supposed to be. Okay, so when you click send, add details, you just have this payment successful, which is going to swap it, and then you have it. And after you say payment successful, get payment details to drag it here for you to be able to view your card. So let's go. You sign in, and then you get credits. You have this. You can generate your card, and then you have this, and then you pay, and then you have this card details, and then you send, and it's payment successful, and then card details, you'll be able to view this. As simple as that. And that is how you're going to do the prototype for everything. So you can create a flow as much as you know. We created a flow the other time, which is authentication, and then you can create a flow here by adding flow starting point and name it sign in. And then you can create another flow here and name it sign up. And then you can create another flow here and name it get credits, because from here is where it starts. And then you can create another flow here if you want and name it pay now. Anyhow you want it, you can continue creating flow like that and creating prototype like that. It's a lot of projects, so I won't be able to do it for you. And there's another one here, there's another one here, and just need to take your time. There's a profile page here and all those stuff for you, the card details page and the list card page. So that is what prototype is all about, and that is how to do prototype. But hello, can you hear me? Are you okay? What is the difference between creating flows and prototype? Creating flow is like you are sectioning your prototype. Prototype is like connecting the wires together, making sure that you can interact with the design. While creating flow is like a subsection of prototype. So it's like you have your whole kitchen, and you know where something is, where something is, where something is. And then this section of the cupboard is part of the kitchen, right? This section of the cupboard is for me to put my dry stuff, and this other one is for me to put wet ingredients, and this part is for me to put my spices and other stuff. So creating flow is like creating little see the sign up. You just see the sign up, but that doesn't mean everything is not linked together. You understand? And then you can say you just the sign in, just the authentication, or you just get credits that I want to say, or you just the pay now that I want to say. So it's like creating little parts of your prototype. That's what flow is. Do you understand? Elizabeth, do you understand? Okay. All right. I'm glad you do. Okay, so advantages of prototype generally. One of them is that it's save you of nonsense. Let me explain that. Like, you want developers to do this and do this, you can just create a prototype and show them how the process is going to be like. That is the number one. Yes, you can submit the assignment after the class. That is the of game, because they can interact with the system. The second one is that it's going to let you know when you are missing a step, because you are going to be clicking through it, clicking different sides by yourself. Okay, I've missed this part of the flow, I've missed this part of the flow, and you quickly want to go and do it before you even end up. So it's really going to help you to put process in mind. It's help you to like collaborate with stakeholders, people that give you work. You'll be able to collaborate with them. Even when you're showing them the flow, they'll be able to give their comment and all the stuff. It's more relatable than just showing them screens, screens that are not connected to each other. So it's actually going to help you with your communication with stakeholders as well. So prototyping is very important. If you are designing and you're not prototyping, it's like you cook and you know how the salts. So it's very important that you learn how to prototype, so that it will help you with handoff, and it will help you to get feedback. And also another thing with prototype is that you can test with a prototype. So you can bring in a normal user and let them actually interact with your prototype. You understand? Just tell them you can't type in anything, just text. Just text. So it's going to really help you as well to gather feedback before the whole implementation starts, as early as possible. So those are the advantages of prototype. And that's what I have for you today, right? I feel like we've done a lot of talking, and I feel like you've gained some things, and this is another.
It's 17 hours.
Okay. Sorry, my laptop telling me that. So it's going to really be really nice for you to put in your efforts to learning more. So as a closing remark, I'm going to advise you to keep on practicing. Don't be tired, because at some point you feel like, oh, it be like saying me I no go do this design again. Don't be this. That's why you need to be passionate about what you are doing. You need to be sure that this is what you want to do. So it's really going to help you. Keep on practicing, keep on learning, don't stop learning. Don't be intimidated when you see someone that can design better than you. You should like get closer to the person. I don't want to be telling you experiences that I've had in the industry, but when I'm telling you that some people, they're my friend and it's actually paying me, it pays me to actually do it. So there's one that when I was going for my NYNC, I so I was working on a project, and when I went for my NYSC, which when I went for my camping, NYSC camping, so I went there, and which was supposed to be 3 weeks, and I already told them that I need the 3 weeks. That when I'm back, we pick up. By the time I go back, there's another designer that is working on it, and when I tell you that this designer is mad as good, I'm not joking. It's very very good, and at that time, someone would have said that why would they employ another designer, blah 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 jargons. Actually wasn't feeling that. I just made sure that I got close to the guy because he is very good, and I'm really ready to have open, want to communicate and learn from him. I think one of the important thing is that apart from the fact that you're learning, connect with people. I'm not saying you should be pressurized. This person is already doing this and I'm not doing it. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that learn, open your mind to learning from them, communicate, find yourself in a community that can help you grow, and practice your work. And if you have any issue, you can always just hit me up on drop on BitDev, and I will be able to answer. Please, if it's needed, I really don't like chat messages, but if it's very important, I will be open to help you with it, or you can send me email and I'll be able to. I think this is where we do the cutting of kickstart your career in UI UX design. I hope you learned at least. For those who are already bad as designer, I hope you've been able to like add one or two things to your skill set. And all those people that are just beginning your career, I hope this is a better and a good way for you to start your design career. Yeah. So thank you so much. It's really nice meeting everybody. I'm going to miss everybody. And I don't want to start calling him because I may miss out some people. But thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Shayo. Ah, so this session was really impacting, and and actually we can't thank you enough for the time and the effort you put into teaching us. And I can't wait to have more sessions like this in the nearest future. So okay, so before we continue, so questions. I think some people ask some questions during the class, but this just like a time for general question. So if you have any question regarding today's class about prototyping, about prototypes, or anything regarding previous classes that you want to ask, I think you can do that now. So you just raise your hand in the chat. You can see an icon, a raise hand icon on the screen. So you just click on it, and I'll call you and you ask your question. Okay, Fanen has a question, so we go with Fanen first. So if you have just raise your hand, and I'll pick you according to the order. All right, Fanen, you can go ahead. You can ask your question.
All right. My question is that, from what I know, most of us here, let me say everybody here, is a newbie in design. So I was thinking that after the whole thing, maybe because I seriously don't know how to navigate in the industry. What is expected of someone that is just starting out and wants to build a career in product design, UI, UX, and whatever it is. Are we supposed to be doing more of case studies so that people can see us, or we should try to apply for internship, or we should go ahead and start applying for jobs, taking jobs as a UI UX? Because as a matter of fact, most of us here have the imposter syndrome. We feel like, okay, we are not good enough to start a career in UI UX. If someone comes to meet you, let me speak for myself precise, because I've had an opportunity where maybe someone be like, okay, why can't you apply for this job? I'll be like, nah, I'm still learning. I'm not that good. But sometimes when I show somebody what I've done, they'll be like, wow, this is nice. And then they feel okay. But when I see what people are doing, I know that I've not gone anywhere. In fact, I've not even started. So I want to ask Shari, what would she advise? Is it that can we start at this point in time, what would she advise someone that wants to go forward? Because as a matter of fact, we're not just doing this thing for the love, we are doing it so that we can be able to pay bills. Because I buy a whole lot of data, learning, trying to go on Figma and all of that. So what would she advise someone that wants to go into the industry proper?
All right. Well, number one, there's no one way to it. I don't have a manual of how you are going to navigate the industry. But one thing I'm going to say is that you can start applying for jobs. Well, you may meet disappointment, but well, it's worth a try. So you may, doesn't mean that you will. So what I'm going to say is that apply for jobs. You said you know when this job requirement is okay. You can apply for junior designer, you can apply for just product designer, you can apply for internship, you can go ahead to apply for those things. But when you're saying senior designer, I hope you know that you can shoot your shot. But what I'm saying in essence, there's no way to it. Continue applying. Just can apply to as many jobs as possible. Then number two, you can follow some people on Twitter and Instagram and all those stuff just to challenge yourself, not to overwhelm yourself. And then I have like a website, so to say, for like, let me just type here. It's not like a website, it's just like I've gathered all the design resources that I used when I was actually coming up, and then you can use it. You can go there, you see how to get icons, who to follow in the industry and other stuff. Is already they have dropped the link in the chat. You can go to it, you can follow people online and all this stuff to launch your career. And then the last thing that you mentioned is imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is not real, right? It's just fear, which is normal because it's always challenging you. But don't let imposter syndrome stand in the way of your success, because imposter syndrome is something I feel every day. Even sometimes, not every day, right? That's like exaggeration, but I feel it like monthly, so to say. Not that I'm putting a number to how I feel it. I'm just trying to show you how often I feel imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is normal. It's just that you're not going to subscribe to it. Even if you feel like you're not okay for the job, still apply for it. Just continue applying. You may have to send like 200 application before you get one person calling you for an interview. You may not even get the job, but it's okay to try. Keep trying, connect with people as much as you can, and don't let imposter syndrome stand in your way. Imposter syndrome is not real, it's just fear, and it's not real. You are good enough for what you want, and it's okay to feel like you're not good enough as well. But that shouldn't be the determinant of how you handle the situation. So yeah, just keep practicing. Have case study. So you mentioned something about case study. Case study is okay. Design on Dribble, you can do design, small designs, and put it on Dribble. And if you have time, you can work on case studies, which is more intense. But if you want case study, you can go ahead and create case study. It doesn't have to be like frequent every time, so that you don't run yourself crazy. It can be maybe once in 2 months that you do case study, but then you have small designs that you're launching on your Dribble. You design 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages, 2 pages, 1 pages. Then case study is also okay, because it actually show how much you understand your career path. So you can do case studies as well. There's no frequency, you can do once in a month or something. It's going to really help you, right? Case study is really nice. Designs on people too is really nice. Share your design, very very nice. On Twitter, share your design. Don't mind what people are going to say. Share your design. I worked on this. Do you guys want to do a feedback or something? Share it on Weibo so that people can actually comment on the design. That is how you grow. Some people will even like what is it? This thing is technical, this thing is bad, this thing is technical. Just gather all the feedback and check if it's actually like working, is something you want to do. And then just make some few changes about it. But be open to collaborate, know how to see feedback that can destroy your work and can destroy your self-esteem. Feel free to remove it and discard it like a piece of paper. But also share your work is very important. Share your work, as well as the fact that it helps you to gather feedback as well. It also help you to be in face of people, so people know that he's a designer. When opportunity comes, they will see in mind by that, okay, I saw his design, I think he's a designer. Those are the things that I think is going to really help you to launch into your career. Feel free to apply for jobs. So apply for jobs. Even when I started 1 month, after 1 month, I was already applying for jobs. I know I'm not going to get the ball. I have to go, who cares? So I still applied. It's not going to take many days. I already have cover letter that is standby. I just need to change the name of the company and just send it to them. If they want, they should come. If they want, they should not come. If I fail the interview, I will try it again. So it's like that. Yeah. Okay. I should tell you about my first experience at work. I will first tell you about my first experience at design interview. Hey, it was horrible. I cried. I went for the interview, so they called me. I applied. I didn't even know I applied. I just sent my portfolio. I think they didn't check it. They just invited me. And all the way from Akura, I went to Lagos for the interview, only for me to get there and they start dropping questions. I just started like a few months before that. They like throwing me questions up and down. What is material design? Why do you put this button here? Why do you do this here? I was overwhelmed. I was like, I don't know this. I just put the button because I think it is fine. So it was really horrible. That's my first interview. But the guy that interviewed me told me that I know we will not take you, but please. All right, I'm so sorry about that. The call came in and it's going to really affect the network if I don't pick it. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you.
yes, you can. Sorry.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
So
yes, can hear you.
as I was saying, I was really sad when I left the room. Ah, I can't tell you every detail of it. I was wearing white clothes to an interview. I was just coming to Lagos for the first time in my life, and I was wearing white clothes. Before I even got to the interview, my white clothes has turned to like brown or something. The receptionist borrowed me a kimono, which is like multiplied by 2 my size, which I shall manage. And then they started throwing questions I couldn't answer. But the guy then told me that I should not stop applying for jobs, that they may not, even if they don't accept me to this company, I should keep on trying because they can see the passion in me. So that was like that. I applied to some other places, they didn't call me. Then another guy called me for an interview. I did the interview. It was pretty fast. I was already suspecting, why is this? So the guy employed me. He promised me he would be giving me 60K. That was why I shift myself from Accra to Lagos. So to go there, and I realized that, oh, this is shit. I just entered shit because the guy did not used to pay. I will walk. I was living in the building of the company, which is like a school. I was supposed to be teaching them design. Me that I just started design, they want me to be teaching. Nobody to teach. He was just asking me to work on his one long project that he has on his hand, one like something like Jumia food. I was working on it. He did not pay me. COVID-19 came in, no money. Thank God for NYC, they were paying me 33K. Really horrible. I was just doing the design. I was creating case study in my head. There should be an app for people to be able to get recipe. I'm going to design it, and I'm going to design all the pages and post it on Behance and other stuff. I do case study and post it. And some people will say you tried, you did well. Some will give their feedback and other stuff. Then I applied to another company. I didn't even apply like that. I just posted one of my design on LinkedIn, and I attached to the fact that I'm looking for a junior position, junior designer position, if anybody has. And lo and behold, a guy asked me to send my details to his email. I sent it. He invited me for the interview. At that instant, he gave me the job when I was sitting. Just that. He didn't tell me the amount. I was expecting something like 100 and something thousand. The guy gave me 70K, which is not including accommodation. In my former place, even though they were not paying, they gave me accommodation. So I moved to a church to start staying. So when I got there, my first job experience there, the designer I met is the lead designer and he's crazily good. Hey, the first day I got to the company, Chimo, the guy asked me to do something, and it feel like all the creativity in my head just flew away. I did the rubbish that day. When I was going home, that imposter syndrome just came over me, swallowed me like I'm over hyping myself. I think I am. You know, those two voices that just come into your head to discourage you. But I went to the next day and day after day and all those, and it's got better because I did a lot of project for them and I really like it. And after like 3 months that I got there, I became the design lead. I think 4 or 3. The design lead left and they recommended me. I met a lot of designers there apart from the designer, and they recommended me. I became the team lead, and yeah, different jobs after that. So that's like my first work experience. Yeah. Thank you. Any other question? Um. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
Okay. I wanted to ask because some of us, the best way we learn and grow is when we have someone that we can actually get access to share our design. Probably be like, okay, please, can you just look at this thing? What do you think should be done? And then you tell me, okay, this button is too big, just the way you were giving review on the work that Group C did. So I don't know if you will be available for that because since you seem like someone that is always on the run, has so many projects to do, have many things to do. So I don't know if we can continue to be your protege till we grow. So that is another question I want to know.
Okay, yeah, sure. If you want to show me your project, you can show me. I'm not going to guarantee an instant reply. May even take a day, but I'm going to take a look at it. If I forget, you can drop it for me. But I'm not going to guarantee that one designer will be able to access your work. Have other designers that you can share your work with. You can share with me. I'm going to check it. I will be able to give my feedback. I will be able to give my feedback once I check it. Yes, because I really look forward to checking design. So you can share with me. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to like answer like ASAP, but I'm going to check it. And if I don't, you can always reply me. Yeah. So and that's why I say you should share it online as well, because you have different people online, different designers that can actually like you can use tags, design, UI, UX, all those stuff to just get people to look at it, and then they'll give their feedback, and I will too if you send it to me. Yeah. Okay. Any other question?
Sorry. So a quick one. What's the best way of reaching you? Email or your chat? Send you which one so that I will know how to get to communicate with you better.
My WhatsApp is better than any form of communication. Please, I really recommend people not to call me because hey, I don't know. Once I see strange number like this, my head is already doing multiple calculation. I want to know that person, and if I cannot figure it out before the call drops, I'm probably not going to pick it. So chatting is a way of communicating with me. Is very effective. I think I chat sometimes. I can forward it to my email as well. For things on email, I find it very more important than WhatsApp. So if you want ASAP kind of thing, you can send it to my email. Because in the morning, I get to check my email before checking my WhatsApp. Yeah, so yeah, that's that.